Imagine this. It's midnight. A soft static hum crackles through your radio, and then, out of nowhere, a voice, thousands of miles away, from a country you've only read about, answers your call. No internet, no cell towers, just you, your gear, and the thrill of connection. Sounds magical, right? That's ham radio. And the people drawn to this hobby? They're as diverse and fascinating as the frequencies they work with. Stick around as we uncover the rich tapestry of ham radio enthusiasts and what keeps them hooked on the airwaves. Ham radio, or amateur radio, is a global community that transcends borders, languages, and interests. Licensed operators use designated frequencies to talk across towns, countries, and even into space. It's a hobby that has attracted tech enthusiasts, adventurers, scientists, emergency responders, and just plain curious people for over a century. But here's the kicker. Ham radio isn't one-size-fits-all. From the rag chewers who love to chat for hours to the tech-savvy developers creating software like FT8, the amateur radio community is a melting pot of personalities and passions. Why? Because ham radio isn't just about talking. It's about how you connect, why you connect, and what you discover along the way. Let's meet a few archetypes you'll find in the world of ham radio. First, there's the tech tinkerer. These folks are the engineers and inventors at heart. They love getting their hands dirty, building antennas from scratch, and experimenting with cutting-edge digital modes. For them, ham radio is an endless playground of innovation. People like Joe Taylor, K1JT, the Nobel laureate who developed FT8, have revolutionized how we connect on weak signals, making it possible for even modest setups to reach the moon, literally through EME moon bounce communication. Then we have the social butterfly. Some hams love a good rag chew session, hopping on high-frequency bands just to talk. They'll discuss everything from weather to the latest DX distance station they've worked. For these operators, ham radio is a social bridge that brings people together. Next up is the emergency communicator. When disaster strikes, this group springs into action. Earthquakes, hurricanes, power outages. When conventional communication systems go down, amateur radio operators provide critical links for emergency response teams. These hams train tirelessly, participate in drills, and are ready to serve at a moment's notice. And don't forget the adventurer. These are the hikers and explorers who combine their love of the outdoors with ham radio. Whether it's activating a remote park for parks on the air, or summiting mountains for summits on the air, they bring their portable rigs wherever adventure takes them. Finally, there's the contester. High-speed, competitive, and a bit adrenaline-fueled, contesters thrive on pushing their stations and skills to the limit. They compete in international events, racking up as many contacts as possible in 24 to 48 hours. For them, it's all about strategy, precision, and endurance. Despite its rich diversity, not all hams see eye to eye. On the airwaves, you'll occasionally hear debates about what real ham radio is. Some argue that chatting on HF, high frequencies, is the essence of the hobby, dismissing digital modes like FT8 or DMR as just computers talking. Others see contesting as the ultimate skill test, while some prioritize emergency communications. But here's the thing. Ham radio's strength lies in its variety. The FCC itself defines amateur radio as a service with multiple purposes, from advancing technical skills to fostering international goodwill. The diversity of the hobby is the point. Each mode and activity adds to the collective richness of what ham radio can be. Let's take a step back and appreciate this diversity through a simple analogy. Ham radio is like a sprawling buffet. You've got the spicy excitement of contesting, the sweet satisfaction of rag chewing, the savory depth of technical experimentation, and the refreshing tang of emergency service. Every operator brings their own flavor to the mix, and that's what keeps the hobby alive. Take Joe Taylor's FT8, for example. It's a digital mode that has enabled operators with limited resources, small antennas, low power, and even urban settings, to make global contacts. Some may dismiss it as not real radio, but for thousands, it's a game changer that makes ham radio more accessible. The same goes for Parks on the Air and similar initiatives, which have breathed new life into portable operations. So, what does this mean for you? Whether you're a seasoned ham or a curious newcomer, it means this hobby is what you make of it. Whether you're chatting with astronauts on the International Space Station, running a contest, building your own antenna, or helping your community during a disaster, you're contributing to a tradition that's over a century old. And if you ever hear someone belittling another ham's mode or preference, gently remind them of the hobby's history. Remember, even SSB single sideband, now the standard for voice communication, was once considered a fringe activity. Ham radio is more than a hobby. It's a community, a challenge, and a gateway to the world. It doesn't matter if you're bouncing signals off the moon, chatting with someone across the state, or building your first antenna in the backyard. Ham radio is a place for everyone, no matter who you are or what you're into. So, grab a mic, a key, or a keyboard, and join the airwaves. Who knows who you'll meet or what you'll learn. In an effort to keep this channel, our little secret, we definitely do not want any more subscribers. We're already overwhelmed by the 5 loyal fans we currently have. Thanks, Mom. We just can't handle the wild social media fame that comes with, let's say, 10 whole subscribers. The pressure would be unbearable. Our inbox might overflow with messages like, "Wow, we love your content," or "Keep up the awesome work." And, we just don't have the energy to respond to all those encouraging compliments. Plus, there's the whole issue with likes. If you decide to hammer that thumbs up button, it might just inflate our egos to the size of a small country, and we'd spend all day admiring ourselves in the mirror, ignoring any real responsibilities. We'd have to hire an extra hamster to keep the hype machine running, and hamster food is expensive these days. So please, for our sake, and for the hamsters everywhere, do not subscribe, do not like, and for goodness sake, do not share this with your friends. We're just not prepared for the wave of appreciation and success that would come our way. We want to stay in our cozy little bubble of obscurity, pretending we're the biggest deal on the internet, all 5 of us. Let's keep it that way, okay? Thank you for your cooperation in preventing our total internet domination. Thanks for watching. Now get on the air, make some noise, and don't forget to answer those poor folks running QRP with weak signals who are calling CQ over and over. 73, and keep it weird out there.